And if you want to, please join me for a short prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your overflowing love and the gift of joy. Help us to remember that you are the source of all true happiness. I ask that you fill our hearts with your presence and joy and give us the strength to face challenges with a positive mindset. Help us to see the good in our lives and be grateful for all the blessings you have given us. Amen.
Amen. And now we'll pledge to our flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ruth. Wish a belated happy birthday to our commissioner president out there. Will, hope you had a good day.
And I wish Dan an early happy birthday. So
Wow.
happy birthday.
You know, I don't know who's older actually. I won't make you identify. I'm older than you, Will.
No,
No. And Rodney Snyder's got one
I
coming.
think I'm the senior member.
Oh, are you? So I
Literally.
don't think we'll see Rodney today, but I bumped into him the other day. You see him pushing that birthday. 2 days after mine, the 22nd. All right. We'll kick it off here. Pam, welcome. Thanks for being patient. You've been in the audience for quite a while already this morning, I thought.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm here to request that our Department of Corrections grant funding be appropriated for 2026. The funding, probation's funding was cut by 20%. So the funding I'm receiving is to cover most of the salary for one of our officers and then most of the benefits. The rest of it will be paid out of user fees, actually.
Here's 1 second here, because I had made some. You're just on item B right now.
Yes,
26.
yes.
Take that by itself?
Ready for motion?
Yes.
I move to approve.
Ruth?
I'll second it.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
This is just.
Just be. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Don't have to look at the screen for a vote. Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Morning, Brad.
Hello.
Here to talk about pay and ask that council will approve what's been approved in our grant. Community Corrections Grant.
Yeah, Brad, can you give me 1 minute here on the calculator?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Yeah, so your total number, 961, not quite reconciling to that, unless I'm doing something wrong here. The 961, 728. So we got 655, 275, right? You got those, Brian? I'm looking at what's in our back numbers. Award notification letter, 655, 275. Okay. Yeah, community corrections, community supervision fees. EOC, and then I got a $198,612 Justice Reinvestment Grant. This is all lumped together, right, in your total here?
Can I see what you're saying?
Absolutely. Yeah, come on around. I get about 900. Okay, so, well, so the award notification letters.
Yes.
So one's for 198,612. One's for 655,275.
Okay.
Okay, which of those add up to 853,887. I'm trying to get through the rest of this 961,728. Yeah, I saw that, but, okay, so this page right here. So all three of those plus the 51, 660 total,
Okay.
what? Okay, so I see. This award amount, the 1,113,388 is lumping those two together, but we're taking them separate. I got you. Thank you. I just want to make sure I was reconciled to that. Okay.
Yeah, that's the community corrections portion and then also the LaGrange pass-through portion.
The third amount is 6,181. That equals 910,068.
I think you had 51,660 for that.
Why would we add it to the top number?
We
if it's-
shouldn't, but I think that's how they came up with it.
Well, it's the 853,887. That's the community corrections portion. But then there would be the LaGrange probation and then the LaGrange drug court portion.
They're all lumped together then.
Yes. Because those two go into one line item called LaGrange pass-through. And as soon as money is received from the Department of Corrections, then their portion, if that check is instantly cut and then sent on over to LaGrange, and it goes into their fund.
What are the two numbers for LaGrange, or the lump sum number for LaGrange?
51,660.
French drug court.
181.
You guys have just highlighted a couple of them, so I wasn't sure which numbers you're adding together.
This one.
You know, we got the yellow
Yeah,
highlight.
they were already, so,
Okay,
okay.
oh, sorry.
No, that wasn't you, that was me.
So everybody clear on
Yes.
yelling that? Sorry, I had made things on that before trying to get there. All right, ready. So Fund 9123, all right.
Make a motion to approve.
Eric,
I'll second.
Bill. Any other comments, questions? Okay, raise your right hand. Oh, thank you. Want to make sure we were clear. Okay, Brett, you got a transfer request.
Yes. This is the request, as the budget is right now, realizing that this is personnel and it's always fluid. This should transfer everything and then allow us to spend the remainder of the grant funds for the rest of the year.
And it's one that if you don't use it, you lose it.
Correct.
Ready for a motion?
Yes.
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Eric. We got the language in the accounts right here. Looks good. Okay, motion in a second. Further discussion? Those in favor, raise your right hand. So, thank you. Thanks, Brad. Good luck with the challenge. Ashley. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, I am just requesting my yearly appropriation of the pretrial services grant, so this would be for 2026. And again, this is awarded by the Indiana Office of Court Services.
for last year.
It's the same. We didn't get any more
Yeah.
this year as we have in the past because of everything going on. Now state.
It didn't get cut.
Yes, I know. I'm very grateful that we did get cut. Yes.
Any questions for that?
We'll second that. I have a question. If it's the same amount and there was increase in pay, what did you reduce to make it still fit in underneath? Is that what you're gonna ask too? What was cut to make it fit underneath the amount given?
There wasn't anything cut. So everything's exactly the same. Like our salaries are all the same. Yeah. So they awarded all the line items. Everything was awarded the exact same as it matches last year's.
Okay,
So yeah, there was no
I just,
additional, nothing cut. Yeah. Salaries are all the same.
are there salaries not set by us?
They're all grant funded.
Yes.
Okay,
Benefits, grant funded.
okay, thank you. You taught me something new today.
Yeah.
Okay, any other comments, questions? Everybody ready to hand? No. Thank you, Ashley.
All right, thank you.
You boy today?
I'm poised today.
I talked to him this morning and he said just take care of it, so.
I'm quite happy that you're here.
Thank you. So this is just a transfer request from the attorney fee line item, which actually is the deposition line item, working with the auditor's office to get that renamed for 2026. But we're moving the money, $288.18 into a computer equipment line item. Just so we can cover the bills for the new computer hardware that we have purchased and it's getting installed. I heard potentially this week. So make sure our bills are covered.
Any questions? Okay, accept the motion.
I'll move to approve.
Lisa?
Second.
Okay. Comments, questions? Everybody ready to hand?
Ask the questions about the department.
Yeah.
So we lost our major felony public defender, right? Have we replaced that position?
No, because now Foy is the chief public defender, so he has a full-time caseload. So he's able to take on those cases. We also are going to see a reorganization of all of that because we have all the public defenders that are currently on contract right now through the end of the year. So based on the budget and everything, we're going to cut 2 anyway. So we're going to be evaluating all of that for the 1/1/26 start date.
And Boyd had handled those higher cases beforehand, so there's no risk of us losing because he doesn't hit the.
Yeah, because he was, and I just took a look at everything last night. He has reported all of those cases that he took from that felony public defender. So
I just knew that we ran, my first year, we had the issue of people that didn't have the experience to be able to handle those, and so we were
Yes.
trying to figure that out, and so I was just curious.
we are paying very close attention to that. We need to be in compliance in all aspects in order to continue this in the senior pilot program. So far, everything is going good. Our numbers are looking really good as well. So the ball is rolling just slowly. That's how I learned. But for the 1/1/26 firm date that was set by the state, we should be all good to go.
Awesome, and we got back a position that had health insurance.
Yes, but we have not, we haven't, it's kind of like here in the wind. We haven't done anything with that yet because of to reorganize the 1/1 start date.
I was just curious, sorry,
No,
that's my
yeah.
world, so I'm
There will be
fascinated.
still 5, the insurance, 5 insurance, so we will be realigning, I guess, all of that stuff for the 1/1 start date. And then we hired 1 paralegal as well. And then we have conditional offers out for another paralegal and a receptionist. So just waiting on the documents and back check. Back over.
So is the office, is there actually a physical office to visit and look at?
Not, well, So that's what I heard Thursday, potentially, things would start to get installed, because we didn't have the computers and the monitors and the copiers and all that. So that's something that kind of put us behind a little bit, but we are working on it. I know IT is working on getting the phones and everything all in place. So right now they're operating out of Boy's office. So everybody's being filtered over there because there are some new requirements that we have to meet for the CCAA for this program to continue. So we are getting ready to transition into the office, which is the old prospector.
I just love to see it when it's set up. Yeah, that's pure curiosity here, so thank you.
Still a lot of work to be done, but we'll get there. Thank you.
Darren? Commissioner Howard?
Refer to someone else. It appears that the first two items, the auditor wants to pay our bills, maybe.
Wow. So, just, it's quite a big deficit. Usage or rate increase?
I'm going to say a little bit of both. There was a rate increase, and I'm not sure what the usage would be across the street here. So
Wow. What are we still paying a month on the building that's leaking?
for that to them.
There's a broader
Sorry, I was-
discussion on
Yes,
where
I
that
mean,
might be going.
it's a conversation,
today.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
conversation to have. I just was curious if we had that ballpark number of that.
All right, and then, so that's the $78,000 number bill. County Center, how comfortable lumping these all together for 10,000? Total lines 1 and 2, 10,000 and the 78,000, does anybody have a problem with that or take them independently?
It's not you.
Yes. I will make a motion to approve the utilities transfer to, are they both in 112?
No.
No, one's, so in general of the 78,000 and in lit, the 10,000. Is that correct? How you like it? That's my motion.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
For a total of 88,000.
For a total of 88,000 to pay our bills.
Christine, you have a second to that motion?
Second.
Eric? Any further comments or questions? Done, right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, opioid restricted, 1237. Community Foundation.
So get transferred to the community foundation fund county. Restricted fund.
Where they take all the responsibility of making sure it's spent right.
Okay,
Motion on that?
sure.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
Lisa? All in favor, raise your right hand. Done. Thank you. Item number 4, Commissioner. Highway wage discussion.
So first of all, let's start with the actions that we took at your last meeting to bring his wage up to the 196, which is what it was intended to be for 2025. And thank you for doing that. Rich, I just want clarification on, the commissioners had requested an increase in salary of $120,000, 12 cents, effective May 15th, for the additional duties that he has taken on highway garage. Now that, I appreciate the fact you took care of his salary that was lacking for the first part of the year, but the commissioners had requested an increase in his pay for the increased level of duties that he took on.
My question is just clarification, why did council disapprove that increase or did they not consider?
We had pretty good discussion last month about it, considered it. And what I wrote down here, pulling out the minutes, the best I had written myself on that discussion was that council wanted to honor the intent of the previous council because there's been turnover on council. And so they settled in on that and then rectified it in the 2026 budget.
So no increase in pay for the additional duties that you've taken on in May.
That's what was voted on last week.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yes, I don't want to get personal comment on that. I'm just saying that's the way it was
Yeah,
voted.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
That was the way I interpreted it, but I just wanted clarification.
Yeah, so,
And that does put him at a wage that was suggested by the wage study.
yes.
Right, that, I had been questioned about that. The wage that we're taking him to 2026 is based on a wage study when they redid it, correct?
At the previous level, he might have been.
I thought that was at the new level.
Aaron has his numbers.
And again, I just wanted clarification. That's all I was looking for.
And, yeah, it was, to answer your question, it was greatly discussed and considered.
Yeah, I paid a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, I think, again, there's that turnover. There was a lot of the discussion. Where did the council that voted for that budget really want this to land? I think that was the strongest thing I remember out of that conversation as to why they didn't go retroactive to your May decision and make it 120. And the shuffling of duties there, as opposed to new responsibilities, seems like those. I don't know how much more was piled on as it was reorganized. And just in my mind too, trying to understand what ultimately he had to handle. Because of his original duties, he was handling anyway, to some degree. So we're very grateful that we've got such a good individual in that position who's willing to be there. Yeah, that's just where the discussion now.
That's, yeah, just clarification. I could ask for reconsideration, but patient pretty much tells me where we're at.
The salary ordinance that's in our paperwork says we're taking him to 120, retroactive in May 13th, 2025.
That's the commissioner's request.
This is as the request.
They presented in the packet what the request was.
So we will not approve it, because it's not what we decided.
I thought we had in there revisiting that in January.
We took it over the budget for 26. Yep.
That's all I have.
Okay. Any other updates from your office, Joe Chair?
No, not. Thank you.
Yeah.
Exciting things.
There's always things going on, I guess. Commissioner Laughlin is presenting to the Boy Scout camps.
Oh,
Oh,
It's kind of
That's
exciting, some type of civic program.
nice. Nice.
Try to split our duties up as best we can, so that everyone's somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know whether, Commissioner Howard, whether you think it'd be more appropriate in the summer meeting or January meeting, but personally, I'd love for council to hear more like project updates, 2026, you know, where you guys
Actually,
are.
we can do a year in maybe in December.
Yeah, yeah. All the big stuff, the courthouse and, you know, all the projects that are kind of slow to develop, but require a lot of consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That sounds
Put that
exciting.
on the agenda for December. Let's block plenty of minutes for that. That'd be a nice discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a quick question. Us not knowing what the utilities were gonna be, do we even have enough budgeted then for next year?
Right. I think when they presented, they had some data to present with for the 26 budget.
It's an educated guess.
Yeah, they tried to take that into consideration. That's what this little voice in my head is saying. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Sheriff, morning.
Good morning, council. Auditor. Will wasn't wanting to speak about the commissioners. I can take his minutes and speak about the commissioners.
I want to hear what you have to say.
They've been wonderful. Yeah, what a friend. The first item you see there is a request, an additional request for $12,418. That is for a software program. It's a 14-month first go. It's a new program that started, has to do with housing. As you can see, it seems like a lot to get started. We're in a beta program. There's a number of counties up here. There's 6 counties in our area currently that are going with this. This is something new. Right now, what we do for housing or restrictions or the classification is the best way to put it for an inmate is we do it by paper. An inmate is unruly based on past behavior with our facility, known, as an example, known gang affiliations, also known issues with other inmates that we have. Right now, we do everything by paper. We classify them, we place them, we house them in a particular spot based on that information that we gather and we find. This is a new program. We've never had a classification program within the Steuben system anymore. This is developed by users in the Indiana Sheriff's Association. It is new. It will all be on the software. When someone comes in, their current situation, housing, and previous are all automatically placed into this program. And it gives us a housing location or who we can and can't and ranks them, house them with. The other beautiful part of this is it's networked with other counties. So if a person, just as an example, was housed in LaGrange County and they had problems with said inmate this way, and this way, and this way, that classification, then that information comes to us when we put them in the system. So it's a networking throughout the state of Indiana. We hope that all the jails eventually go on it. We understand that financially some may or may not. The abilities there seem sometimes to outweigh, the requests. I understand that part. But this is something that the jail would like to have. Now, questioning whether or not we've ever been in a financial liability situation with housing. We currently, I'm unaware of us having a lawsuit that we've ever been on the losing end of, let's say for a classification issue, but it is an issue. It could be something, but right now we've not seen that just yet. We have had, of course, you don't know who's associated with who. You always learn those as you go. We've had those steps in the way, but right now, none that I'm aware of within our facilities. We have been close, but not too close. So I did want to remind the council, because we've gotten some payments here at the end of the year from the state of Indiana for our DOC housing. Right now, we're just about 102,000 for DOC housing, and that's what we're asking this initial 12 request, if we could at least have a consideration for those funds that we've received already that go into the general fund to start this program. I will tell you that again, there is a yearly maintenance that comes with it. the total for ours, for this program, it's an initial 14-month, but we'll revert back to a 12-month. Ours will be $39.60 a year. It shows on that first line at 52.66. These are all initial startups, but yearly it would be $3,960 by the contracting company. That's not an additional. You have the total for the first 14 months that will be there then after. And I don't know what to do about these software maintenance things. I think this will be the death of us, truthfully, when it comes to all these.
Oh.
I know they're nice to have, but it's just, I don't know what
So
to do.
you haven't purchased this yet, correct?
We have not.
With that, so they're billing us for, I mean, it shows 14 months, but that's starting 11/1. By the time we get this in place,
They will modify. They have no issue with it.
so it might be a 1/1 time.
Yeah.
So we're committing to,
We're committing.
we need to,
Yep.
essentially.
Being one of the first counties up here, they're offering the 14-month plan. And that's just in case there's any major hiccups with connecting to or networking with the other counties. It is just rolling out. This is all new. So they're understanding that we may need a few months.
So if it's all new, are there other jails using it that you can call for, like, how's it working for you?
Yep.
Like,
Just several of us this weekend, we had a conference in Chippewa.
Yeah.
Several of us sheriffs just discussed it. So we're talking about it. There's 4 right now. There's 6 to come online in the north, up here on the north border.
Yeah.
You know, sheriffs. So there's 4 currently using and up and going. There will be 6 by the end of the year.
they're happy with it.
They're very happy with it. The important part about classification, not to talk forever on it, but what my perception of someone who, let's just say, is an angry person, and your perception of someone who's standing before them and saying they're an angry person, and how we rank them can make the difference in the classification. So the software takes the emotion out of everything and really puts it in a flat level number, instead of us having someone come from another county or us have, with our previous history, thinking this person has always been cooperative, been a good individual. And then we learn that over here, though, here's what we have on the backside. And then 3 months while they're in our facility, on the 3rd month, they decided to show the same behavior they had over here, which we never saw, but we should have seen. This is the difference in the classification. The human error comes out and it just becomes a factual number basis for all the factor points together.
June, may I ask?
Yes, please.
Can I direct it at Kelly?
Oh, absolutely.
So the yearly maintenance fee, do you have enough in that 100? You have a big lump, right? Your software and that's like 100,000. Will you be able to pay the maintenance moving forward on that? Did we budget enough for 2026? I mean, I guess it would be 2026. It doesn't actually hit us in 2027 if we're using this money. But do you think is there enough room in there that you already have to be able to do software in that, or we're gonna be looking at an increase in 2027?
I honestly can't say, because when I figured the budget, I tried to take a more actual number and not pad it, if you will, so I can't say.
I sat with you, that's why I knew that you did that, and so I was just curious if you thought
That our jail maintenance fund
that
you're thinking of?
I was thinking of you have a software and maintenance fund, right? It's like 100,000. I don't have.
That might be dispatch, the E911, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the E911. We don't have one over on the jail or sheriff line.
So where would you,
The 3,000 would either have to come out of commissary, or I would have to come over and ask for council to appropriate the same funding. Or we could use our jail maintenance fund if, heaven forbid, we didn't have a bad year of everything breaking or leaking. That's what I know. I can't wait for that day. Yeah, let's see how this goes, But, and it might be in the future. That might be next year, because we have made a lot of changes, more than we'd like to say. Or updates or.
By the end of 26, for sure. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I would think maybe there might be at that point. Yes, that's a strong possibility as well. Being that we're late in the year, we just can't plan for it in there. We've already run the numbers out till the end of the year, so we don't have any slack in there. again, I understand too, this is not I hate to say this, but it's not an emergency on our end. We're not in that predicament.
No, but great software makes such a difference. It's just great software costs
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yes. Right,
Yeah. and I can't, yeah.
right,
Uh-huh.
yes.
There's not
And
other
that-
current software that you're using that would incorporate a platform like this, module or?
No, interestingly enough, this is one of those, I can do it for cars, vehicles, what a uniform somebody wears, there's all kinds of proposals out there and abilities that everybody offers. Specifications, we don't have that. So this was a recognized issue that's talked about all the time because we all do it on paper.
Well, and being able to share is such a big.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Would it share from Michigan counties to neighboring counties?
Eventually, we don't discuss too much of their JMS systems. I'm not sure if they're on Steuben. They may have a whole nother deal up there. I've never asked. That's a good question. Video systems are compatible, but whether or not the technology that they use to run their facilities is not sure.
Michigan's just, everything's different in Michigan.
Yeah, right.
Okay, any further questions for the sheriff on the $12,418 request? None, I accept a motion.
Make that motion.
Bill?
And I will second it.
Further comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. It was a little slower, seven. I'll end up.
I was afraid to walk, I walked slow getting over here. I'll be honest with you.
Okay. Overtime.
Yes, these are end of the year transfers. I have just the salary lines into the overtime lines. Projecting both needs and our critical incident in both the jail facility and the patrol side. Last year, we transferred, on the patrol side, 30. At the same time, we had 13 left. That was last year, with no major critical. We had a few, but nothing major, I want to say. And then the jail side, we transferred 28 and we had 5,000 left. On our jail side, we really.
Good grass fund. Up with vacation time out.
Holidays,
Yeah.
holiday pay, all that's coming.
You don't just shut down your facility on
Right.
Christmas Eve and Christmas?
Yeah. A little light out, a little barber thing.
Thank you, that these are transfers and not additional.
Yes,
I
yes.
really appreciate it.
Yes, yeah, you work with this.
I'm ready for a motion.
I am.
On both of them, I move to approve.
Second.
Any questions? Raise your right hand. Bill? Sheriff? Yeah. Morning.
Good morning.
So on the engineer pay raise, we gotta get this funded through something, right? So we've got a 1135 piece and 76 piece. But we've got fuel and oil tacked on there too, so 1176 total of 18,389.87.
All that fuel and oil receipts we received for, the other departments.
Okay, questions? Motion?
I make a motion to approve the fund transfers, it's transfers, right?
No, increase in 1135 and 1176 for a total of 18,389.97. Sorry, I you back up. I tried.
I'll second. Ruth.
Any other questions? Those in favor, raise your right hand.
Thank you.
Any updates? It's on the agenda, highway updates, anything?
We have both of the houses now for the roundabout project. We do have some more work at both those locations, but the immediate thing we're doing right now is we're filling dumpsters.
Nice cleanup.
So we have more to do there. So we'll be back to those locations. Started on inmate shelters. So it's coming back.
The old red one, I think it was Alice, was the lady that owned it back in the day.
The Palace Ugly.
Emily, yes, and it was such a cute property for so long, and then it just really,
They're trying to.
yeah.
It wasn't in good shape.
Yeah.
Second one, they tried to make historical.
Yeah.
So when does that construction start?
Last week.
Like,
That was destruction.
you're getting it all, the plan is to get it all
Clear.
cleared, and then when do we start in the spring?
Utilities will actually start relocating in December.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so once we're out of the way, utilities planning to start doing their relocations. So there should be people working in there most of the winter and in the spring. We will go to letting February 26 for the roundabout. So we would hope to have a contractor ready to go as early as early 26, but they'll give them 120-day leeway to build it. So they probably will have into 27 to build it, but that doesn't mean the contractor's going to want to do that. So there's some leeway in there in the contract scheduling, what the contractor's going to want to do.
I just think it's gonna be a great addition. I'm very, very excited about it.
Do you think that that big new NIPSCO tower is that?
It could be relocated. That was all in NIPSCO's plan when they submitted for that permit. They knew the property was there, they knew what was gonna happen with the project, so. I don't remember if it does get moved, it's not very much.
It's a big thing too. And it's not square.
Yeah.
It's not straight, did you know?
And to us, it looks like a big deal, but to them, they're like, it's a day.
Really?
No kidding. Wow. Thought there was some equipment. Yeah, see what they gotta do.
So the unanticipated weather event we had last week, that go well for you?
Yep, seemed to go pretty well.
The salt narrowed in, went the way you hoped.
Getting there.
Thank you, Chip.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Alicia, morning.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry, we're 10 minutes behind, it's good.
Like that clock? So I have just one item on the agenda. It's related to Fund 8903. This is a grant fund that started in 2019 related to a certain pandemic, and this is the closeout of it. And I received a blessing from the powers that be at the state that the remaining grant funds that were remaining there, about $14,002.86, be reappropriated, and we can clean and kind of appropriate it forward for 2026 and use that for oil and gas, so gasoline for our vehicles that we use, and then also for travel, because that is one of the line items in 2026 that we reduced. So this will kind of offset the reduction that we made in our normal budgets of 1161 and 1159. And I do have documentation that states from the department head out of the state that this was okay to do, and we were good to move forward with it.
Close that one down for me.
I'm sorry?
Closes that one down for you then?
After this is spent down, yes. Yep, 8903 will finally close. Very exciting in my end.
Okay,
Make it motion.
Bill?
I'll second.
Lisa?
Thank you for pushing the state. I appreciate all your hard work.
Yes. It took 9 emails, but I finally got an answer from them. And I have a copy for the record.
Good.
It's long-winded, but yes, I am very happy.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Done.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Jay?
Good morning. Council, auditors. Thank you for the time. I'm requesting additional for our part-time line. Unfortunately, we had moved funds earlier in the year from the time that we didn't have a director or administrator now. And then also for the assistant that we had budgeted for. Unfortunately, that is not enough for us. I'm asking for $50,000 for that part-time. Unfortunately, our part-time has gone up. And some of that is because we've been hiring full-time staff, which I know we like part-time staff. We like part-time staff, but when we hire the full-time staff, we still have to have 3 people on a truck basically. And so that usually is a part-time person. So just this last month even, to be frank, I'm nervous on just the 50,000. I thought that was gonna be enough, but this last pay that's gonna be paid, we had $12,000 in part-time pay. And that is higher than usual by about $3,000. With holidays, with all the things coming up, I probably should have asked for a little bit more, but I'm just being honest with you there. So the $50,000 we should have about 30,000. If this gets approved, we should have about 30,000 left over for the 3 pays that we have left. The reason we're at this deficit is we didn't ask for additional funding with the pay increase this year. And so that was a downfall in the interim spot between directors or administrators, if you say, that wasn't requested. And so that's why we're at this position we're at now. The other item there is the 265 is for Andy's position. He had a pay increase as well, and that wasn't asked for additional funds either. So that's the other. What questions can I answer?
I asked you already.
Anybody? So help me understand that's a big number on part-time. Help me understand if you're hiring full-time and then you have full-time, you should need less part-time.
So there's a yes and no to that, I feel, is that, so when somebody full-time quits, we backfill that either with overtime and or part-time. When we have somebody that takes a full-time position, they're on an orientation phase. And so during that time, there's 3 people in that truck. And sometimes that is getting filled with overtime and or part-time. So
It's not like you can just plug them in day one, you still got to cover it with part-time.
correct. And there are some people that are amazing. Like we get some, I will say that the pay increase that everyone here on council and commissioners approved has improved our department. And I can see that in my short 5 months now, that's made a difference in Steuben County. We can get higher quality people, but we can't just plug them in, even though, with say, you come like I've got 28 years of EMS. I come into a department, I still have to be trained in that department. You know, like I need to learn the roads, I need to learn, you know, the systems, all these things. And so that still takes time. Sometimes it's shorter than others, depending on experience. But still, it takes time.
So the 3 on the truck is only during orientation. If you have 2 fully trained people, there's only 2 on a truck.
Correct. Once that person's off orientation, they're going into that full-time spot. And then we're just messing with holidays, vacations, you know, those kind of things, or time off, I should say, not holidays.
And you have 2 right now that are sick, correct? That would also affect time being
Very much so.
to be off.
Yes, yes. One of them is not currently working at all, so totally FMLA. So unfortunately, you know, that plays been a part of that as well.
That's your benefit on Saturday.
Yes, Saturday, 3 o'clock. If anybody wants to attend or cook food, I'll gladly challenge you.
They're chilly.
Okay.
We will have shirts for sale for that as well. We did make up shirts for our crews that we're gonna buy one for every crew member to be able to wear. It's a circle with all the ribbons, support cancer awareness. And then we've also allowed crew members that if they have somebody affected, they can put their crew number on that. So they're really, really cool, neat shirts. Sidebar.
And we took care of all what they're paid for next year. We won't have this weird discrepancy as long as we don't do something to it.
That's how I had seen it as well, is that there was enough increase that I hopefully won't be back here in November next year.
I've done a very good job with your organization.
Thank you.
Where
Yeah.
the county looks at it. I mean, people in the county really look at it differently. You're doing a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It means a lot. That's one of our most important assets we got in this county. Priority. We all are gonna need you at some time.
Right.
Keep up
That's
the
very
good
true.
work.
And I hope, we hope to not need us, but
Yeah.
we want to be there.
Exactly.
And we appreciate all your support. You know, that's how we get to where we're at.
I'll make.
I'll second.
All those in favor, raise your right hand. So, thanks, Jay.
All right, thank you.
Isaac's not gonna be coming in for the 9:45. I gotta pull up the email then to, if I'm gonna present it to you. So I need, if you don't mind, instead of waiting to other business, like call 10-minute break right now and then come back to that. Okay? Thank you.
I'm sorry. Doing a great job keeping that up.
It is now.
You did better than I've ever done. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ruth.
Right there, I needed that. Okay,
Oh, it's good to see your face. Happy you're here.
Talking to me?
Yeah.
morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
How you doing?
Wonderful. A little later than I wanted to be here, but such is life.
So,
So many
as
places.
you see on your agenda, we have, we all backlight, reconvening. Request for participation in new housing optimizer committee. This is part of a greater plan looking forward to make us competitive community that the EDC is wanting to participate in. That with our anticipated hope for future utility power, and things that might come from that. Isaac feels it would be beneficial for our community to participate in this program. That is, I'm gonna just read this email to you. Did it get forwarded?
Yeah.
Okay, so you all have read through it, right? Okay, so we need to pick a participant to be part of the housing study, so I don't have to worry about reading through all that. But it's a housing optimizer committee organized by the EDC, with some new funding tools to the Northeast Indiana Strategic Development Commission. And he wants a member of council to participate on that committee. And so I'm already on liaison to the EDC board. I would like to be someone other than myself so we get more EDC exposure with someone council. And so he asked that we ask you all to take a vote who would be willing to participate in that. I do not think it's going to be a lot of extra meetings or work. I just think it's going to be a lot of emails and occasional meetings.
Is there any way to know what their commitment is, like when the meetings are, because of, you know, how my schedule is?
It's a great question, but I don't think they have structured how that's going to go forward. Yeah. If nobody else wants to do it, I can add that to my EDC responsibilities, but I also think it's a good opportunity to get someone else a little more acclimated with some of the work. So.
I jump on that.
Would you?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Anybody else want to fight it out in the vote, or you all good with that?
I knew what the commitment was. I would entertain the idea, but I can't just blindly say I'll do it because you know where you know, how often I'm in Angola, so.
Yeah, and I think that this is, the work of that committee is going to be very well communicated. It'd be something we'll all be informed on, and Isaac can come present on anytime we request.
And I would be happy to support you. If there was something that you thought that was important, that you couldn't be there, if you needed support, I would support you. I just can't commit. I mean, my guess is they're gonna meet from 8 to 5. And I just can't.
Sometime in that,
They're
not
gonna
that
meet,
long.
they're gonna, no, they're
Yeah.
gonna meet sometime during the day hours and that just isn't feasible for me right now. But I think it's very, very.
So there's a
If you
form
need
to
it.
fill out, the auditor's office can print off.
Should we vote on that?
Sure.
To
let's
make
do
it
that,
official?
absolutely.
I would probably
Okay, Ruth.
nomination.
And I will second it.
Ruth and Christina nominating Eric. Okay. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. There it is. It's a link in that email that I sent you. Yeah. All right, moving down into other business, approval of your additional appropriation resolution number 11-2025-01. Was there any changes to any of those numbers? Good to me. Changes?
It's not that I had to do with the sorry ordinance. That we- Then I make a motion to approve additional appropriation resolution 11/2025-01.
Thank you. Second, Christina and Eric. Favor, raise your hand. Council meeting minutes.
Look, love. I didn't see anything. Did anybody else?
August minutes. Did I send you a correction on that one? I did say now it was a formatful. Oh my gosh. It was just a. Email. Let's go to some emails, maybe we can find them. Give me one second, I'll look at it here. There was nothing, with any critical works. Nobody else found them, was just, if you want to accept them the way they are, it was nothing of any.
I think it's gonna fix it. I did fix it.
I think I know what happened, I was crafting a message to you, a few points, and it crashed on me, and I don't know if I ever got back to them. So, anybody care to make a motion to accept those?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Eric?
Second by Ruth.
Okay, those in favor, raise your right hand. Done. Council meeting schedule. And through all those dates in my.
Now September.
Yeah. We didn't collide with Veterans Day in November again, right?
That was a blessing for this whole lady.
Everybody good with those dates? Need to vote on that meeting schedule.
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting schedule for 2026.
I'll second that.
Yeah, all in favor, raise your right hand. Seven. 2 months worth of financial comparison reports. Last month, I think it was missing a front page or top lines. Yeah, yeah. So that's all been put back for your review. since they were on my previous one. Gotcha. She was trying to get them completed and then, for September's minutes and they didn't have time to make it happen. Yeah, there've been a lot to get through. Yeah. One of the comments I want to make on those comparison reports is related to some discussion items we can have down here at the end of the agenda, but look at receipts in on general. Spoke to Liam the other day. We had talked about it a while back. Like to know how our interest earnings, cash balances roll into general. What those numbers actually are. Because when we look at liquidity for bond ratings, when we set budgets for salaries, we're looking at balances that we have in those accounts and the impact that previous salary adjustments have made to our cash balance in general. And we need to take into account how much of that is interest earnings, because we came through a period here now that we've been able to earn interest on those cash balances that could very likely go away and make some of the permanent things that we did in wages unaffordable. So I'm working with the treasurer to, it doesn't necessarily need to be monthly in my mind, but whatever council wants frequency wise, to revisit reporting to us what those interest earnings are that are rolling in, receding into general. And certainly, I think that's something we need to have a real clear picture of going into budgets. Make sense? Anybody else find anything in either month's comparison reports that they want to pull out to discuss? One's still tracking very well. Should be in great shape to the end of the year with that. DSAP and EMS splits are tracking as anticipated.
Now, the EMS split will be down compared to the beginning of the year, correct? Because the income, the payroll out of there is more than the receipts in for 2025.
We did initially, I think it was a 6-month period of letting those receipts roll in before we started, so we had the balance we could work on there. If nobody has any other comments on any of those, that's my motion that we have reviewed them.
Make that motion.
Gary?
I'll second it.
Right. Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. Okay, we have in front of you salary ordinance amendment number 1056 for highway and all. Okay. We did a first reading, but we did not have a unanimous vote. I can reread that if you want. We did
It was sent to us.
cover that last
All
month.
had an opportunity.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's not the worst ordinance I've ever read through, but.
No.
So with that, I welcome the motion for a second reading.
I move to approve for second, third. No, we need to have three. No,
Just a second.
just second.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do third next month. You have that in your notes for next month's agenda. Third reading, if we adopt it. It's okay, not advertising them.
Yeah, there's no advertisement. This is just bringing it. It's fine.
So you can make your motion to be a second and third reading.
Just second, we're fine.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Questions? In favor, raise your right hand. 6-1. You. Just second reading.
1053 is the one that we decided to not move forward with today, correct? 1053, the one that was higher, that was about, that had the May, so we're not doing it.
Next year's packet, we have 1058.
Six. This was the commissioners. What you guys need to do. It's getting to this 127.96. This is what 1058 is what you guys asked for last month. But this is where you guys voted to make his annual salary for 2026. Pay this.
This is 2025 ordinance.
Correct. This is just take that out of there if you want. If you guys don't want that was just part of your motion.
Yeah, I got it. So in your in ordinance number 1058, the 6th whereas down there, right before the now therefore be it ordained, the language in our motion was talking about his 2026 annual salary with no additional increase of 5% on top of that number. So even though this is an amending ordinance number 1024, which was a 2025 salary ordinance, it does have a paragraph in there with that higher number, but it's directly related to how our motion was structured for our intention for 2026. Okay? So this formalizes what was decided in last month's meeting. So I will probably read that just so we're all clear on that, if that's okay with me. Okay? So ordinance number 1058 and ordinance amending ordinance number 1024 and ordinance amending the 2025 salary ordinance. Whereas Steuben County Council approved its 2025 wages by adopting 2025 salary ordinance number 1024 on December 10th, 2024. And whereas Exhibit A, the ordinance number 1024 set forth the appropriation number, job title, application, and gross annual salary for each position. And whereas Exhibit A of the 2025 salary ordinance listed the gross annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer as follows. Appropriation number 1176.10103.50.0530 as $47,736.88, and appropriation number 1135.10172.50.0542 as $58,320.12, for a combined total gross income of $106,057. And whereas on October 14th of 2025 at the County Council Board meeting, the 2025 County Council Board discussed that it was the intention, in quotes, of the former 2024 county council board to have the 2025 annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer be $112,796.79. And whereas on October 24th, 2025, at the county council board meeting, the 2025 county council board voted in favor by 7 ayes and 0 nays to modify the 2025 annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer to be the intended amount of $112,796.79 retroactive back to January 1st, 2025, and to adjust said salary for the remainder of 2025. And whereas on October 14th, 2025, at the county council board meeting, the 2025 county council board also voted in favor by a vote of 7 ayes and 0 nays to make the 2026 annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer $120,000.12 with no additional 5% increase on top of the $120,000.12 for the engineer's 2026 annual salary. Now therefore be it ordained by the 2025 Steuben County Council that the 2025 gross annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer shall be increased by $6,739.79 from $106,057 to $12,796.79, effective retroactively from January 1st, 2025 through December 31st, 2025. And the 2026 gross annual salary for the Steuben County Highway Engineer shall be set at $120,000.12, foregoing the 5% wage increase as approved by the County Council for all full-time employees, 2026 salaries, ordained this 12th day of November 2025. So I think that's probably worked as clearly as our motion intended then. And going back to the fourth paragraph where the word intention is in quotes, I want to restate again formally was from pouring over all of the things of discussion and confusion that happened in all of the process. So that I will take responsibility as board president. Falls on me that we our intention didn't get followed through when it was wages, but we pretty clearly came to the conclusion that that's what that previous council had wanted. Yeah. I think that was well done. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome a motion on that. Ordinance.
5-8.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 1058.
Here.
I'll second.
Go ahead, Bill, just a
Second
second.
that.
Bill. Any further comments, questions, discussion? Okay, all's in favor, raise your hand. 7. Yeah, would anybody care to make a motion to suspend the rules?
I'll make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Yeah. Okay, all in favor of suspending rules, raise your hand. 7. Motion for second, third reading.
I'll make a motion for the second and third reading.
Lisa.
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. 7. Okay. Passes.
What a lengthy thing that was. Lots of detail in there. Thank you.
I had to talk to state board last year, 2 years ago or something. So I tried to make sure it's as detailed as possible.
All right, item number 7, the 2026 salary ordinance. Yeah, so you heard that, the exhibit is,
It's the one that came by itself.
the ordinances came by itself, separate email. Okay. You ready?
Can I read it? No. I'm not gonna read that one.
That is a long one. I'll highlight. Good question. I think everything looks great on that, by the way. On the county board's compensation and per diem section. I didn't go back and look at last year's, but on, clerk's office inspectors and judges, is that the same? I didn't remember seeing that. Oh, that's why it stood out to me that I didn't remember seeing that before. Wasn't on there last year, but she included it this year with her part-time. So I put it on there. Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't remember ever seeing that before. Wasn't there before. Okay. So I'm not losing the idea. Okay. Anybody else have anything question on there? All the little things we acted on throughout the year, I think got caught. I think sure got caught by the review that correctly on here.
Straight off. There's package straight off their 144 signature.
Okay.
Is how I know come up with all those plus any of the decisions you guys made.
Along the way, right? Yeah, Wicked and Lon. Yeah. Decisions we made along the way throughout the year, it's all incorporated in there. The new highway ordinance 1056 straight time pay on there.
I did put that on there because I wanted that passed.
Yep, it's a faster fine. So we don't have the actual each employee salary exhibit, but you've got the whole ordinance complete there.
Section right here.
Highway department.
It's gonna have a different date.
We did. Oh, that's right on that third, okay. So the highway department's 8-hour straight time pay. You're not third reading on, so if you make a motion to accept the salary ordinance.
It's gotta be in there. It's gotta be there.
No, I think you go ahead and just have the motion state that. Okay,
But if we just went ahead back to third reading, which is the preference.
I don't have a preference.
Shall I have a preference?
If you're gonna pass it anyway, it'd be nice to have it done.
Everybody hear that? If you're gonna pass it anyway, it'd be nice to have it done, she said.
So that they would both match, my dates would match.
So they didn't mind. I feel like I'm true, it's English. No, you're good, it's working fine.
I like our, that it's not unanimous, that it goes the full round. It's my personal preference. This one.
They've got the hearing aids in, I still can't hear.
You're the furthest away. Okay. Care to make a motion then?
I will make a motion on salary ordinance 1059, realizing that the date on highway department might have to change a little bit. of effective dates. Does that suffice?
Ordinance 1056. Never throw that in. She has to be put in the ordinance number.
Oh,
From ordinance 1056.
Why do I have 1059 in front of me?
No, the one that isn't passed is 1056.
Oh, okay, now that makes sense. Then yes, I did include that.
Just getting that down. And you want your motion to state anything about not having exhibit A?
Yes. And knowing that we have not the idea exhibit A.
Okay.
I will second.
It works so good together.
Well, I hope for my friends. It was Lisa's second.
Okay. First and second, any other comments or questions on the salary ordinance? All in favor, raise your right hand. Which one? Everybody can hear your audio, right? Okay, word.
I didn't hear anything.
That's good.
Said something?
So since it's not unanimous, is it possible to do second, third reading in December and not mess you guys up?
Yeah, you gotta pass it in December.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm still having Tracy work on the numbers. I just know that all of the departments are requesting copies of stuff.
All the departments are requesting copies of the salary ordinance, but it has to be passed by December.
Let's do the next one.
Okay, let's make sure it's on December then, obviously. Yeah. All right. Moving down in the email correspondence reports. Got your September 2025 wheel tax. I did have a question, and just when I look at the financial comparison reports, the receipted in numbers, and I know this is just, I know the answer is probably going to be just a timing thing, but when I look at our collections on that tax, and then I look at the funds that those taxes go to, I'm not sure if I'm seeing this wrong, but it doesn't seem like, okay, so date-wise, if we're looking at September's report, should it be that in the October financial comparison report, we see that number as receipted in? Maybe pulls the information. The Steuben County distribution amount, like on the September one, total distribution 128. So yeah, that was the question. What's the timing on that? Like what month could I expect to see that receipted into that appropriate highway department? Be nice if it's to reconcile this report too. See if there's a way that, that's, feasible. Yeah. Yeah. They all roll into PH. Right now is. Okay. We'll make it for that comment. That's part of the email constructed to you, that's something that worked out. And then also make sure we get them as a comment about the interest earnings. Those reports. Okay. Some more things we can kind of more easily connect the dots on. That's how people back, right? Okay. So your October 2025 health claims. Wonderful EMS report in detail. So I'm gonna talk to Jade at some point. Look at that. That's so good, the reporting. And it's funny how the payer mix changes with the seasonality. Some of the things we used to look at on the hospital building, it's paralleling with our EMS, with things that they see there in the hospital. Steuben County Economic Development Corporation's Economic Outlook for November, emailed on the 10th. The Soil and Water, November 12th, board meeting agenda that was just emailed to you on the 10th as well. Just get so here we just got this. We got correspondence. I love Lee's updating us on the weather. Those reports are detailed. Those are not.
They're so. It's like a weather.
Yeah, people come to us now for information. We know so much now. Jody Braden's Northeastern Center notice we just got yesterday. So their notice is ready for November 18th. Okay. So down into new business, just a couple things to touch on and hear from you all if you have anything to add. We had State Treasurer Daniel Elliott here. I guess Monday. And Executive Director of Internal Affairs for Indiana, Randall. I can't remember his name on his card here. And they were here to discuss the Indiana Bond Bank and Trust Indiana. I know different ones of us have talked to them several times down at events, but it gave us an opportunity to, I was able to ask some really in-depth questions about utilizing the bond bank and some things that they offer and how those things actually look for us. And it's something that if you go to an AIC event, you'll see these guys in the vendor booths and see Daniel at all these things. It's a great place to stop and talk to learn about, but they became competitive when they decided to extend their term of life for bonds that they can do out to the equivalent of a term of life for a TIF district. So they used to be 10-year only bonds in the Indiana Bond Bank, and now they go 20 to 25 years. Obviously they only bond governmental units, but they use state's bond rating. So if we're going to ask to do a bond issuance, and they even do like the public works of smaller bonds, they'll put those bonds to market based on the state's ratings, not the county's ratings. And the state's always got a very high rating on that. The state treasurer's office buys all of these bonds, and the funds from the proceeds roll back into the general fund for the state. So utilizing that bond bank, you're helping your own state. They have some talks about intercepts and risk loss that there's too much detail to go into, but I have to share it to you offline. They don't have a limit on their amount that they can lend set by the legislator. So it just continues to grow as they get requests. Their turnaround time is short. Their process is simple. We still have the same public process that we would always do. And they also handle the state revolving loan funds. The difference in those mixes is those have some federal funds put into them. And so the state treasurer is also the head of the statewide 911 board. So he and I got into a really good discussion about our new 1.2% lit cap. And there was talk at AIC about counties that had just shouldered the political burden of some new lit increases could petition the state potentially to have those still be on top of the 1.2% cap, because you had just had that whole public process with it. And he's going to take that around, and we're actually going to meet, we'll talk here in a minute about going down for AIC's class next Tuesday. But he's going to take that back around and talk to the legislators about making that process more hopefully discussed or even modified in the next session in January. That's going to be huge for us, because if we have to roll in what we just did into our cap, that's going to really set back what we have to utilize. So I didn't know that he was the 911 chair of the board and oversaw that. And he talked about PSAP lit having its revenue come from a dollar tax for 911 service user fee that's on all of our cell phone bills, right? And they talked about, I asked him what the distribution for those funds was. It's a 90-10 split, 90% on population and 10% the same. Every county gets an even 10%. And I was talking to him about our placer technology that we have, and why that instead of that population split just being straight out 90, why it couldn't be a usage of 911 split, because we can provide him with data from 911 communications on our usage. We can provide him with all the influx of population data that we need to from placer technology. And the state then, therefore, if we have the technology, the state could have the technology to get that same data. Which what that would do is increase our part that would normally have come from population more to volume because of our seasonality for 5 months a year. And he thought that was a fantastic idea. So he asked me to kind of champion that with him down there at the State House this year and see if it could get written into legislation. He seemed to be all in favor of that. And then we had so much detailed discussion on Indiana Bond Bank that his time ran out. We didn't get to talk too much more about Trust Indiana, but again, it's a wonderful vehicle for us to use for our investments. We talked about their weighted mean average of interest rate return that they can provide, and Leanne shared what we are currently getting. And you can definitely see some improvement in your return by going to Trust Indiana, but you also have local banking relationships here. And so there's that balance. So that will probably be a discussion between commissioners and the treasurer if they ever want to make any changes there. But again, that ties back into that conversation I was asking about, that our investment returns rolling back into general, and what those numbers really are. Okay, so that was a really good meeting, really nice of them to come up. And then following that day was the Allen County Bean Dinner, and Daniel Elliott and Randall were both at that, and I was in attendance at that. And it was a good opportunity to see a lot of the elected officials and talk about some of these exact things that we were talking about there as well. So segue into next Tuesday's AIC class. That's organization day down there for the legislators. So we have a class from 9 a.m. until noon. We have a lunch meeting, I think it is, and then a visit over at the State House with the legislators. So I currently have a meeting set up with Tony, I think virtually, but with Travis Holdman, Ben Smoltz, maybe Representative Snow, and then Daniel Elliott again to circle back on these things and circle back with Ben, who's been really instrumental in helping keep this whole gas tax conversation rolling. So this is just going to be a nice tee it up before they start session when we show up the end of January for AIC's thing, to make sure that all these thoughts that we're having are fresh in their minds. And then I just want to comment that you saw that there was some public information shared in the last week or so about the Northeast Indiana buying for a casino. I think it's only fair to give you all the heads up. You'll probably be asked questions. And so as any information maybe develops for our market in our area, that kind of thing, we'll be sure to disseminate that so that you guys are as informed as can be about what that looks like. But since that became public, I think we're all expecting questions to come up.
I've already started answering.
Anything else anybody wants to share? Commissioner Shite, you're gonna be down there Tuesday too, right?
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
I was going down Monday with you, but
Okay, good.
also, did you let them know that Jamie L. Bosler will be our new legal counsel for AIC?
Ryan.
Yep, replacing Ryan. I will get a chance to meet her Friday. I got an AIC meeting Friday down there. And again, Tuesday, when we're down for that session, she will be there. So.
Highly qualified.
Bosler.
Sure, that email on it.
Actually, I said that wrong. It's Bolser.
Ulcer.
Ulcer,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did I share that email with you with the resume?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that went out to the rest of the board or not.
That name seems familiar.
I thought you did.
Very good resume. Excited to meet her and see how this goes.
So talk to her Friday, see if she'll be at that class on Tuesday. It'd be nice to meet
I
her.
think she will be.
Okay. I mean, it's like you couldn't have a better resume, right? But Ryan was like the most responsive person in that position I've ever seen, considering that there's 625 of us probably messaging him occasionally.
That's just counsel.
That's just counsel. Yeah.
So it should, and of course, Ryan is still with FBI, yeah, Farm Bureau Insurance down there. So he'll be around and will be accessible at times, so.
Yeah, we all had a lot of fantastic benefit from that man. I did too. Okay, anything else? Are we missing anything? Okay, we'll get that additional appropriation and resolution coming to you. And ordinances. Thank you all. Move to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay. The fastest motion she made all day.